History Network show. I'm a talk show host, researcher, lecturer, writer, and historian. So I was on Faraji Muhammad's show, The Culture, today on January 19th, 2023. And at the end of the show, I made the announcement about 2 free online class sessions that I'm doing this weekend. Saturday, January 21st, 2023, we're doing another class session of my 16-week online course, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. And this would be a free class session. So if you've been wanting to take my online course in the past, where we deal with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place, you can join us for a free class session. Visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, and register for it. And then on Sunday, January 22nd, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're doing another session of the second 16-week online course that I teach. From the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement and Black Power, 1800 to 1968. So this class on Sunday will be a free class session as well. You can visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, and you can register for these 2 free online class sessions. And we do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded. You can go back and watch them anytime and just click right here for a free class session and register for it. And so even if you missed the class live, you can go back and watch it anytime, okay? And you can register for the full 16-week online course. It's on sale $60, regularly $130. Okay, just click right here to register here for Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade. And the second class that I teach on Sunday, January 22nd, and this is our normal. Normally, our second class is on Tuesdays, but I'm doing a special session this Sunday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click right here for the free class session as well of from the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement and Black Power, 1800 to 1968. And you can register here for the full class. So in our Sunday class, in this particular session, we're going to deal with World War I, which is 1914 to 1918. And we'll also discuss the Harlem Hell Fighters, which is an all-black regiment in the U.S. Army fighting in World War I. We'll talk about the Harlem Hell Fighters, and we'll also talk about the Red Summer of 1919, where you had over 25 major race riots in the country, in Chicago, Elaine, Arkansas, etc. And you had African-American World War I veterans who fought against racist mobs, white racist mobs during the Red Summer of 1919. Okay, so we're going to talk about that on Sunday. In the class on Saturday, last class we started talking about Christopher Columbus and the history of Columbus. I shared excerpts from Dr. John Henrik Clark's book, Christopher Columbus and the African Holocaust, Slavery and the Rise of European Capitalism. So we'll get deeper into Christopher Columbus and how Columbus and his 4 voyages helped to spread slavery, racism, capitalism, and the exploitation of indigenous people, and then also leads to the Asiento de Negros being signed by King Charles V in August of 1518, which drastically expands the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, and then we'll get into the development of the triangular trade and England getting involved in slavery in 1562, etc. Okay, so we're dealing with this in our class on Saturday, January 21st, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade. You can register for these free class sessions. And even after the class is over with, you still have access to that free class session. You can go back and watch it as much as you want to. But you can also, we also have both classes in a course bundle, okay? So you can register for both classes for only $100. That is at least a $260 value. So click right here for register here for the course bundle as well. Okay, so we have all that information right on the homepage of our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com. So when you scroll down, it has the information about my radio show, Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., the African History Network show on 9:10 a.m. the Superstation WFDF here in Detroit. We also broadcast on our social media platforms when we're live on Facebook, the African History Network, YouTube, Michael Imhotep, and the Michael Imhotep Show also on Facebook. We have a PayPal and Cash App information here, so you can support us as well. We definitely need your financial support. This information here is about the Happy Day of Excellence taking place Saturday, February 4th. 2023, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. in New York City. Professor James Small, Professor Kabahaya Watha Kamene will be there speaking, two of my teachers. So click right here for more information and to register and to purchase your ticket. You can also live stream the event as well. And then we have the information here for the courses, okay, right below that, the course bundle as well as the individual classes. If you've taken any of my online classes in the past that I've been teaching going back to 2017, email us for a 50% discount on the course bundle. Email me at ahnshow@theafricanhistorynetwork.com, ahnshow@theafricanhistorynetwork.com, or you can email me right through the website. At the top of the page, just click on Contact the African History Network. All right. So with these online classes, I developed a curriculum for them. I've been studying, I'm a historian. I've been studying history 31 years. And ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, I've been teaching that going back to 2017, on and off since 2017. Very briefly here, if we just look at a brief overview of the class, and let me pull this up here. So I do a PowerPoint presentation. We have book references, articles in the class. Also share some interviews I've done with some of our scholars as well. Okay, so in the let's pull this. Let's go to the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so I developed the curriculum. I developed the PowerPoint presentation for both of these courses. Okay, so we can't start studying our history and slavery even when we study the transatlantic slave trade, which is important to study. We can't start in 1619 or the 1440s when the Portuguese get involved, like 1441, when the Portuguese get involved in the transatlantic slave trade. We have to understand the history chronologically and deal with the 800-year occupation of Europe by the Africans known as the Moors, who enter into the Iberian Peninsula, today known as Spain and Portugal, from North Africa in 711 AD. This course not only deals with the transatlantic slave trade, but it also deals with thousands of years of history that leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place, the transatlantic slave trade of African people taking place. August 20th, 2019 marked the 400th year anniversary of the 20 and odd Africans who came into Point Comfort in, really it was Hampton, Virginia, on August 20th, 1619, in what would be called the colony of Virginia. Okay. And one of the things we do within the class is how a lot of what we know about 1619 is false. All right. And codified slave laws didn't even exist in any of the 13 colonies when those 20 and odd Africans from Angola came in 1619. But also African people have been in the land we call the United States of America going back at least 51,700 years. So this year was known as the year of return, as many African Americans were and continue to reconnect to Africa, and they were traveling to Ghana and other West African countries. When we discuss the transatlantic slave trade, we have to first understand that African people are the original people of North, Central, and South America, and we have been in the land we call the United States of America going back at least 51,700 years. Now, this does not mean that the transatlantic slave trade did not happen. That's not what I'm saying. What we have to understand is that African people have been in this land we call the United States of America, or what Native Americans call Turtle Island. We've been here going back tens of thousands of years before we were told that we came here. Okay, so we have to understand the difference. We did not first come to this land conquered and shackled and chained by Europeans. Okay, and that is mentally damaging for people to believe something like that. They first came to this land, conquered and shackled and changed. No, this was actually our land stolen from us. And one of the books that we use in the class is Dr. David Imhotep's book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. Okay, and he's a friend of mine. I've interviewed Dr. David Imhotep a number of times. And so some of you have seen the interviews, have heard the interviews that I've done with him. And this it was his first book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence, which came out in 2011. His new book, The First Americans Were Africans, Revised and Expanded, came out in 2021. And page 14 of his book deals with the discovery made in Allendale County, South Carolina, by Dr. Albert Goodyear, who's an archaeologist at the University of South Carolina. This discovery was made in 2004 that documents an African presence in the Georgia, South Carolina area going back at least 51,700 years. And they found 13 different types of evidence, documenting this African presence. They found artifacts, architecture, campsites, carvings, Egyptian writings, footprints in lava, genetic M174D haploid groups dealing with DNA and genetics, linguistics, painting, skulls, skeleton structures, and tools. All right. So we get deep into this information in the class. So that's on Saturday, January 21st, 2023. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. Kemet's one of the original names for Egypt. And the Maafa is a Kiswahili term, which is in reference to the Great Disaster, which is the transatlantic slave trade. So visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com to register for these free class sessions for both classes. And you can register for the full class, which you can also use with your children. I would say the content is PG-13. It's very visual. We have a text chat in the class so you can ask questions. You can see me, I can't see you. We have book references, articles, video clips, and for the books, usually I show you the text of the pages that we're looking at on the screen. So it's very engaging as well. Okay. All right. So watch out for me on Roland Martin Unfiltered on Fridays on the Black Star Media Network, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm a panelist on Roland Martin Unfiltered. I'm not just a historian, I'm a political commentator as well. You can watch on Facebook and YouTube, Roland Martin on Facebook and YouTube, or download the Black Star Media app. And then also usually on Mondays, I'm on Faraji Muhammad Show, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Black Star Media Network as well. And then my show, the African History Network Show, Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on 9:10 a.m. the Superstation WFDF here in Detroit. But we also broadcast on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network, the Michael Imhotep Show, and my personal page, Michael Imhotep, as well as on my YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep, IMHOTEP. You can download the iHeartMedia app and search for 9:10 a.m. Superstation and listen live, or the iTunes radio app and listen live. And you can listen to our audio podcast wherever you get your podcast from. Search for the African History Network Show. We're on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Castbox, FM Player, TuneIn, a number of different audio podcast platforms. Okay. All right. And if you like this type of information, you can support the African History Network, $, the AHN Show through Cash App, $, the AHN Show through Cash App. Also through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN Show. So this helps us keep doing the research, stay on the air, keep broadcasting, pay some of the bills, pay for these various services that I use, purchase more equipment, upgrade the laptop, etc. Okay, so we definitely appreciate and need your support. If you want me to do special customized classes, email me through the website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, about that. And we could do group classes if you want it for your church, study group, organization, etc. If you want shorter classes, instead of this time around is 16 weeks. Normally this is a 12-week online class, but if you want a 6-week class, 8-week class, etc., email me at theafricanhistorynetwork.com. we can set that up. And African American History Month is coming up. Black History Month is coming up. I have fantastic presentations for Black History Month, dealing with the origins of Black History Month, dealing with also what the annual theme of Black History Month is as well. This year's annual theme is dealing with Black resistance for African American History Month, and I have some powerful content dealing with that. Okay. All right. So remember, right now is correct. Wrong behavior is not over till we win. Wakanda forever. And we'll talk to you next time. Peace.